Sifu Nathan.
I'm seeing John.
We're back with a concept that I coined a few years back, bridging off the back of the infamous 1 inch punch, I should say. We here at Head Academy have developed the no-inch palm. Yes, you heard it right, the no-inch palm. What is involved in the no-inch palm is a combination of structural elements within the body and then a whole bunch of philosophy around power generation when you do not have the ability to twist, draw back, push or pull, any of the rotational movements, foot movements, hip movements, no other movement but a slight movement of the arm and the structure of the scapula and the shoulder. So the no-inch palm is affected literally with no gap between the person that you're practicing on and your palm. It'll look something like this. I'll do it nice and gentle. I'm going to stand in an iron shirt stance. That iron shirt stance is possibly the weakest front fighting position that you can be in. That is, with any serious amount of force directed at me, I could be pushed backwards. So this is one of the hardest stances to practice this technique in. From here, all I want to do is execute the palm from a static position, pushing Jun away with that palm. So it's just an extension of my arm and a connection of structure. That was doing it lightly too, by the way. So we're going to go through all of the techniques and the structural elements within that strike. So we have a wave. That wave, I'm going to exaggerate everything. So we have a structure, which is our high horse stance, iron shirt. Knees are bent, legs are screwing out, pushing me into the ground. My back is straight. There's no banana butt and I'm not tucked under. I'm sitting but not sitting. Lifting from the crown, so when I push, I do not go backwards. This is connecting the lower structure. The upper structure, I'm lifting from the crown. The structure of the shoulder, I need to be able to round, and I'll show you this front on. I need to be able to round the scapula as I press away. Again, I'm over exaggerating this. This is the feeling that you want to internalize. So I'm rounding my scapula and driving my hand forward. That directs all of the energy up from the ground and out into the palm. There's also a wave of energy or a wave of concentrated energy and power coming up from the ground. That wave, I'll exaggerate again, looks like this. But I'm not moving like this. That's just, again, internal. So I'll draw that up. I'll draw that structure up and then I'll push it out. Again, I'm just doing this lightly and softly so that you can see. Again, it's like this wave that comes up and then when the wave reaches the shoulder, it comes down the arm and I push out. Then I connect that wave with the whole scapula rounding and my palm pushing out. The scapula rounds, it draws the energy down and again, I push out through that arm. Again, you can be in super close range with someone when we do this. Again, what I'll do is I'll get Jun to hold a pad against his chest, which will allow me to do it a little bit more strongly. So again, I'll overemphasize the wave and the structure of the rounding of the scapula, just so you can see. Did I go too early? Again, unlike practitioners of the 1 inch punch, that you'll see the hip move, the shoulder move, the hand draw back and then punch. The no-inch palm has none of that. You're not allowed to move the waist back, you're not allowed to move the shoulder back. You're only allowed to use that internal structure of the wave and then the rounding of the scapula, retracting back first and then rounding and directing that energy and that force down. So with some practice, this technique can get to a point where you can push it really strongly out without any effort whatsoever. So you're literally just rounding. Again, I'll overemphasize the wave comes up, then my scapula round and I push out. Again, no pulling back, I'm not palm striking, it's just a really energetic push. The no-inch palm. So from here, again, no space between me and my attacker. The wave comes up, I push, and I have that percussive force coming out. This technique I devised purely to teach the internal structure of being able to deliver force without any rotational movement by connecting all of the structure of the lower part of the body with the upper part of the body and then into the arms. And being able to do this gradually over time, building that ability for the no-inch palm to direct force and shock into somebody else will make all of your palm strikes, all of your punches much more strong and powerful. So, if you really wanted to do some damage with the no-inch palm, you would get into a bow stance. So a bow stance, Jun's feeling a little funky here. So, 2 palms, 1 palm, it doesn't matter. From here, 2 palms, again, this is a wave. From here, you see the wave up the body, and then the rounding of the scapula there. So from here, with the no-inch palm from the bow stance, it's much stronger because I have that full front-on connection with the ground. I'm going to leak no energy from that back leg because it's straight, and I'm pushing all of that energy out from there. Sorry, John, you okay? Yeah. So that's it, that's the no-inch palm. It's pretty simple to get a grasp of, I hope, but it's very difficult to actually practice. You need to repeat this a lot to get all of those internal components and structures in your body present and firing all at the same time so you can affect that really awesome, fun thing to practice, the no-inch palm.